We've been wild here for American Lives Matter. Yeah, with all this technology that we invented and the internet that we invented, yes, we did invent it. Not the Al Gore crap, but we actually invented our generation, Generation X. Yeah, we did it. Okay, with all this technology that we have now, because we started with a rotary phone, we come up with satellite dishes and satellites and pretty much everything you can think of. All these brand new cars that are like very powerful, we came up with at the drag strip. They didn't have to make, we made them. So started with the 5.0, we ended up with the Boss, and et cetera, et cetera. Even like bringing back the Hemis and all that stuff, we come up with that because we had those crappy 70s V6s, and they weren't powerful enough. And I mean, they couldn't get. I hate to say it, they couldn't get a sick prostitute into a bed. That's how much pull they had. So um, I mean, I guess I haven't tried to do that myself, but yeah, there's a couple things I haven't tried that other people do. But what can I say? Okay, so you would think the government would offer the people a little bit more to actually produce with on the private sector. Now, look, I'm not saying take anything away from the police, because man, that job, I couldn't do it myself. That's how hard it is. And, you know, there's only a few jobs that I haven't had. So, and that's technically one of them, even though I think anybody should be a good Samaritan. And look, if you can defend a shopkeeper without getting into trouble yourself, I think you should. You know, when people go talking shit, that's one thing, but when people make a physical, violent move towards someone else and they are a shopkeep, yeah, then you have your rights. You have a right to defend them too. But it has to be on a safety point. You can't just take someone's intimidation and then make it a physical action. You can't. You can't let people talk you into shit. So that's my understanding. If they tell you different, go by what they say. Because at the end of the day, that's their discretion. But yeah. So anyway, I think the government should look at any place that had national disaster or had a disaster from like hurricane. It could be mudslides, whatever, man. Where are machines that they should have gave our private citizens? They should have gave them to us, because if we had the resources to have to deal with, and it could have been made better, and I tell you, when you got them 33 pine trees, I started to say $33 trillion, but yeah, when you just spend $36 trillion, you should have something to show for it on a positive thing. Don't tell me income tax and money. Money doesn't do anything without people. Okay? And without people's motives on that money, it still doesn't do anything. Because it's still the machines is what mattered. The substance of what it is, and that doesn't mean substance abuse, people. It means water, basic needs, food, things like that. Or it could even be chainsaws, things like that, gasoline. But where are the machines for production that I think the government should let people use on the private sector? Because if you own land and you had a whole bunch of trees down, at the time when it happened, you could have been on a waiting list or something, but someone should have helped you out with a bandsaw somewhere big enough to cut those trees with. It's not something everybody could have planned for, because, some people got $3,000 or $4,000 to throw around. Me, I don't have any children of my own, even though I raised four. Yeah, so I didn't get paid to do it, But anyway, if you got the land, you already had it, and you had the resources there laying there either going to rot, because that's part of where all this crap with the COVID, did I say that word out loud? Oh man. and then mold, and then MRSA, it combines, by the way. It'll colonize together, and it will make a very toxic blob. Not to mention, with all this mutated shit with cut bat DNA they stuck in those vaccines, there's no telling what kind of diabolical monster will come out of it over time, especially when it gets nuclear mutated by that Fukushima shit in the water. It'll happen. Those things will happen, man. But you can't tell me you're making America great again if you're paying another damn country to be successful without doing it for us first. I'm not calling anybody out on it. I'm just talking logic on it, man. You gotta start helping the citizens instead of spying on them. Because a $36,000 drone to spy on the public versus walk up to the public and just be nice to them and say, look, we got a $10,000 bandsaw, but it's going to take you 3 months to be able to use it. You want to get on this list or not? And then also you got to give us 1/3 or even 1/2 of what you cut with it, and we get to pick on it. How many people do you think would actually sign up on that and say, okay, yeah, I'll give you half of it. Take it with you, but I would like some help with it before it rots away. Now think about it now, if it sits there long enough. And that's still a lot of gas too if you're cutting with a chainsaw. Not to mention, it is a pain in the ass to work. You know, a lot of people say, why you cut it all down and start with? You know, a lot of people will say, why didn't the alternative universe happen? You can get into that till you got Orions versus the P-35s. Time travelers trying to figure out which one is from the future. You can get into that alternate universe forever. But you need to get right back on logic, people. Instead of giving the devil a damn excuse, you need to get stern with the idea in a straight, positive focus. Don't excuse the devil. And the devil is anybody that hurts our life to where we can't live comfortable lives. That's the devil. That's the devil where people don't matter, but then a killing machine does. And look, I'll be the first to say it. Our military, all our military, should have always had bulletproof armor since 1950. Every one of them. Because if not, you're just sending someone on a suicide mission. You send them into a battle zone. And even still, bulletproof armor is not going to stop the phosphorus and all that shit. But look at how much diabolical weapon y'all come up with and left people the fuck out on a whale and a fucking bandsaw. You can't reason that. And then you're like, well, we got all this homeless. Yeah, because you inflict, I don't care, constantly on them. You also tell people how to be divided. Because you'll say on one side it's a black thing. You'll say on one side it's a white thing. You blame the blind people. You blame the gays. You blame the straight people. You blame us all. You want to keep us divided. You only unite us with the fucking word. But when it gets down to it, England has been running this shit forever. We gotta stop it. We gotta work together as people. We are human fucking beings, okay? We need to get this together. Yeah, I mean, everybody here that has had any kind of positive production, let's say, well, I do that every day. But look, don't get too much on that high horse and get out of touch with reality. Because for everybody you've seen on that street, you say, well, that person isn't trying, or that person looks like they're worn down, or they're dirty, or they can clean themselves up, and this, that, and the other. Prolonged nightmares happen to a lot of good people. Just because they look like shit don't mean they are shit. There's a lot of things that can happen to a lot of people that they never brought on themselves and had no choice with. So if you're one of those people that has everything just picture perfect, be grateful for it, for one, but don't exclude the rest of the human race for it either. Because when it gets down to it, God isn't listening to you because you're in one exclusive church. God is listening to you Your intentions and your intentions alone. If you want to see people productive, you gotta help them in some way. Also, sandbagging, sitting on a negative horde, is not a good thing to do, no matter who you are. Yes, it's okay to build capital, but it's not okay to have vulture capitalists. Don't hurt someone else to take advantage of their money and necessities. If you got the machine, you might want to be helpful with it. Don't play Goliath. You believe in the Bible? Don't play Goliath, because there's one little David out there to knock you right off that fucking high horse that you never even thought about. There's only one person's button you thought you could push, thinking you're all hiding mind in your position. It doesn't matter who you are. It can happen to anyone. Even people say, well, I don't care. There's things out there that can make you care. There's things out there that can happen to you that will make you believe in God, even if you say you're atheist. Don't tempt fate. Let's do the right thing. If nothing else, just say, okay, well, look, I tried. Shit didn't happen like I thought it was going to, but I had a good intention, and that's what mattered to me. I still bit down and showed I was a better person. Call it showmanship and move on. Instead of taking advantage of one person after the next, because once you get on that plane, you never get off of it. Once you have to cover one lie with the next lie, and then you have to put exclusion zone to faction, exclusion zone to faction. A faction's any uniformed group. It could even be a racial group or whatever. It could be that too. Or it could be somebody with sexual preferences. It could be that too. But we're all just human beings. You need to help each other if you can. Because look, some of us don't have some skills. But some of us have skills we never get a chance to use because the equipment is not there. Or maybe we can use the equipment, but that's not our calling in life. Maybe your family has the equipment, but instead of money, look, that money is nothing but cotton and paper. Get the fucking job done, people. Look at a way to trade with people. So look, if I do all this damn work for you with this machine, it's just like to employ the giants. That giant could do more work in one fucking year than half those people could do their whole life. But there's something that giant couldn't do. A giant could not woven the silk. And when that giant is all worn out from work one day, that giant likes that silk or that fine woven cloth or the chair or something. Likes to be treated at dinner. Find your way to make it back to them. Instead of, I got away with this. Get out of I got away with this. Quit leaving every deal with somebody biting their lip off. Don't mess somebody over thinking you did the smart thing. There's nothing smart about pissing someone off that was willing to deal with you. You try your best to make sure both sides have a reason to walk away smiling and I'm grateful for that deal we just made. As far as making deals with foreign countries, why are they a fucking foreign country? Okay, and for that same reason, why are you fucking committing treason? Okay, yeah. Oh, well, it's treason. We're trying to commit world peace. You know what? We've heard that shit until there was a two-headed black buzzard from the Habsburgs. It's never worked. It never will. You gotta help your neighbors first. You gotta help your own countrymen first. You can't just sit there and say, well, I'm the advocacy program. Give me all the money so I'll fucking fix it all. That's never worked either. Not one of you have ever told the truth when it came to that. All those chairmen, even the chairman of the cancer thing, what they do, spent $800 million who come up with a freaking trash can to help people with cancer. I'll tell you something else about cancer. This may not be the truest answer out there. For one thing, if you get rid of all the things that cause cancer, you need to start with magnetic radiation, because that's exactly what happens with it. Okay. Aluminum will deflect beta particles. Okay. But once you're already there, you need something that's kind of like a metal detector. Kind of like a CAT scan or an MRI or, full body scan that detects radiation like a Geiger counter. That cancer is created by those little metal shards. It's a metal shard, and they materialize in air from radiation. They're magnetic little shards that materialize in air. That's where this radiation comes from. It don't come from fucking oatmeal, people. Who the fuck said it came from oatmeal was out of their fucking gourd? It don't even come from cigarettes, man. When they were suing Philip Morris for all this shit, yes, cigarettes are addictive. Yes, they can do this. Yes, they can do that. But it didn't cause the cancer. Keeping the cigarettes next to the nuclear facility in the storage is what caused the fucking cancer. It was contaminated. But when you sold it all to China, and China sold it back to you, see, China's not using this shit. That's why they're going to give it to you. And they think they're feeding rats. And really, when it gets down to it, if they're going to, when people say, I think it's a good idea that you can take all this trash and make pillows with it. I want you to consider as trash, people. This is the same thing that had gauze with MRSA on it. You can't kill that shit with a torch, just about. If there's anything in the air, it will still regrow. And it is so toxically catabolic to your skin. I guess that's the way to say it. It's a person eater. It'll kill you. That stuff will eat you. It's like mold to a piece of wood. But it's so dangerous. I mean, it swells, it colonizes. Okay, it's just disgusting, right? It's just a mutant blob, right? But they're going to make all this stuff and plastic out of it and then sell it back to you. So we paid them to take the trash so they could sell it back to us with, you need to go with quality, people. And they're like, well, we're going to run out of resources. Your most resources are spent on a factory that makes crap. Because you got all these good machines and you keep sticking crap-ass plastic in it. Biodegradable plastic. I'm not saying don't use plastic. I'm saying quit using this biodegradable shit you dug out of the trash. If it's had MRSA on it, or if it's had antifreeze on it, you don't want to be making fucking pillows out of it, you dumbasses. Think about it. Why do you think people are sick? Okay, another thing is, even if you are getting rich off of it, what are you doing with your fucking money there if you're making everybody sick around you? You really want to spend your money on zombies now? That's all the hell you're making. Nothing's going to be nice ever of that. If nothing else, everybody around you is going to know you're fucking evil eventually. They'll see through you. Because people who keep their shit straight, at least their intentions straight in mind, gain a clairvoyance over time. They can see right through you. That's not a fear factor to hand you to make you fear and say, oh, maybe people are going, that's not to make you paranoid. No, that's for real. People that keep their thoughts and their wits about them straight, knowing that they did things for good intentions, no matter how they turn out, they gain a clairvoyance. They can see things even in a distance. But regardless, some people have better talents than what their needs are. But if they can't get off the ground floor because of their basic needs are suffering, you never find what their true talents are. Even people who are very wise, if you try to muffle them or silence them, you're selling yourself short too. Quit being combative against everybody. We're just people. You see all those stars out there? They all have planets. I can prove there's hundreds and hundreds of planets that only I have seen. Only I have seen them. We can use all those resources out there. But it takes getting your shit together now. Once the nukes start dropping, you've already messed up the jet stream as it is, just testing the crap out. But once the nukes start dropping, your best hope is becoming an alien in the future. It becomes a nuked, basically, because they won't be able to have sex. They won't be able to eat.